Alrighty, welcome back to The Devil in Detail, the Grendel Reread podcast. I'm Eli.
I'm Ben, and we're somewhere in the mid 130s, maybe 135, maybe 136.
Yeah,
it's the first issue of the long-awaited Croatian sensation, Darko Macan, Edvin Biukovic, Grendel Tales, Devils and Deaths, the first of 6 issues. First 2-issue series, then a 4-issue series. Correct. Eli, what's so good about this?
I mean, it's one of the most lauded Grendel Tales, and I think in talking with Brennan and Matt, a favorite of the family, one of those ones that they still go back to, one of the ones that I still think a ton of people go back to, and one, like we always say, stands alone, could be read by someone who doesn't know the backstory and will be taken by the storytelling and color and art and everything.
Before we get too deep into it, tell me what you in the cosmic lion den of the cosmic pride.
Yes, that is.
Pride. Yeah.
Speaking of the cosmic lion pride, that's the name of our new Discord server. So join the Discord, and I actually created a whole section in there for the Grendeliers, from the Grendelians that are gonna come hang out with us. So if you want to, get into the conversation on Discord, all you young ones listening. No, I'm kidding. Discord's for everyone. Get down in there. I don't exactly know how you join. I think you just search for it. I'll put a link in the comments. And then you can start chatting on the Cosmic Lion Discord in the Grendel section. It's going to be fun. Join us. And the Cosmic Lion crew, we just had a big rollout release with Raymar Brunson. We have a limited edition art book, of which we sold most at Heroes Con. We got a few left. Ghostman 2 and Detective Pickle P.I. That's right, he's all 3, as the slogan on the back says, have all been dropped on the website. So there's there, and I think just because, and I don't like to keep talking about it, the Diamond situation and how actually I'm not really getting this distribution now. Every Wednesday on the Instagram, we're going to be doing like a new comic book day release for the foreseeable future. Because we have a bunch of new books that are coming in, and we got to get them into your hands, y'all. Including the 3 I just said, Kevin Anthony Catalan's limited edition art book, Line Cosmique, Matt Howarth's new book, Meet with Stuart Moore. Meet. It's Stuart Moore wrote it and Matt drew it, and it's like a little trade. It's like a little graphic novel, and it's as prescient now as it was, even more than it was when it was written in the 90s, as it's about personal computing and what we would see as iPhones and phone addiction and shit. So
the opening sequence is one of the most mind-altering psychedelic comic sequences I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, thank you.
Ever. Yeah. It was so. Listen, if you're out there, I'll speak on behalf of Eli for a moment. If you're out there and you have you've created comic books that alter people's consciousness when they read it, send them to Eli at cosmiclionproductions.com.
That's right.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see the books. Well, sick, Ben, what you been up to, man? I know you're making comics.
Making comics. I have some comics and commissions and chapter 2 of Leon Cosmique, and I'm 100 post-it notes into my new book with my daughter. It's a going into business story, so something like that. It's crazy, and that's it for me. Being creative.
Into business story. Yeah, hell yeah, Ben. Well, sick. That's what we do around here: is we be creative, we have fun, we enjoy the things we love. So let's go to that theme song and let's do it.
Yeah. Vivat Grendel. It's like the devil is my best friend. 100 rows with the pen to the fork end, or till time end. Like Orion, Jupiter, my kin, bloodline private. We control the whole shit. The wolf won't beef, then we feast off the rip. Behold the devil in detail. Behold the devil in detail.
Alrighty, we are back. Thanks again to Manus and Zach for that theme song. So during the break, Ben, you told me something and I forgot. We can't go any further.
My new zine, Pastor Cool versus Bastard Cruel. It's on bengranoff.gumroad.com for you. Just for you.
Ben finally has comics to buy. That link will be in the description.
There you go.
Or in the show notes.
All right, Eli.
Sick, dude. Yes,
you
sir.
You like this comic? This is a top 3, top 5. What do you think?
Top 3 or top 5? I'm gonna say that because I found it later. Like I did a big like reread where I read like as much as I could, and it was before there was the Tales omnibus. So I didn't come to this, and I didn't get this like in my first like huge Grendel download. But like as soon as I started talking to other people, I would hear about this one more, and so I finally found it, and I do love it very much. But I don't know if it's one I think about a lot. Unfortunately, I haven't like gone back and revisited a ton. Another reason I'm excited to like dive deep into it right here.
This is this is the first Tales that I read. I read it probably around the exact same time as Devil Quest. I'd already read Devil by the Deed. So that's a pretty good smattering. Hunter Prime. No ongoing, but I got there later.
Nice.
It's so rich. It's so like demonstrable of what makes European sensibilities tick and intuitive in ways that like American comics aren't. And so I'm pretty sure there's a lot of American comics readers who saw this work and didn't quite understand what made it different, but knew that something was like, it was just something was about it.
It like lit up something because you're like, there's a different way of storytelling in this. There's a different, This isn't your mama's Spidey Man over here.
Right. It looks cool. It's lettered on the board, and the lettering is probably, I mean, everything. The lettering, the layout, Matt Hollingsworth's colors. It's a super unique. It's my second favorite of the Tales, and I don't think that, and I don't think that any of the Tales. We haven't gotten to my favorite yet, and I don't think that. So this is my favorite of all the Tales we've done so far. And I think that I like the Hunter Rose stuff the very most. It's like always like it's a competition between the big Hunter Rose books. Which one's my favorite? Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I don't know. I think even after our big reread, Devil by the Deed is so rich that the initial Kamiko book is like so good. Anyway, we're continuing. I don't know what your favorite Tales is, though.
It's the motorcycle one. Motorcycle Man.
Yeah, that's a great one. I think that was my first Tales, actually. I bought it as a trade in Chicago.
What is your motorcycle plan?
Vroom, vroom.
I can't find my trade.
That's all good. So I got my single, too. So let's get into the world here. Where are we at?
Can you recap the origin story of Edvin and Darko and how this book came to be?
It's the comic maker's dream come true. You know, it's like you love a book so much, and hey, you know, like also you don't live in the US, you're in a war-stricken place in the world, you know, and what you guys do is you spend your time like making a tale in the world you love. Hey, it's something we've done, like almost started as a fan comic, and they sent it into Matt and Diana, and they were blown away, according especially to Diana's write-up in the last issue. So they're blown away, and they figure out how to get in touch with them, and they're like, "Yo, let's go."
Straight from Croatia, war-torn Croatia. The war was 60 miles away.
Yeah, absolutely insane. And then the legend only grew more as you know we moved through time because is it Darko that passed away or no Edvin?
Edvin did like I think 96. He had I think for this book he was nominated Eisner Best Newcomer, or maybe I don't know if he won, but there was some at least a nod. and then he died maybe within the next 3 years, leaving a very small amount of work. Maybe I actually know this. Maybe a Star Wars book or two after that.
I think so. There's a collection of short stories.
Oh, cool!
That one of our listeners actually sent me through Twitter.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, I can send that to you if you want. It's amazing to see. Yeah, so he only left a little bit of work, and it's not really like, I wonder who owns that stuff now. I'd love to publish something. That'd be amazing. Oh. Anyway, so yeah, it's just the dream come true. They sent in their story, and they blew away their favorite creators, and they're like, "Yo, okay." So I wonder, did they write this 2-issue series? They published that, and they're like, "Let's do more. You guys want to do more?" And they hired them for 4 more books, right?
Perhaps like we'll find out. So this. We'll conjecture that this takes place within 15 to 25 years of Jupiter's death.
Okay.
And so as the Khanate has fallen, clan life has developed and is evolving, and its ideals are regionally different from Orion's vision. Yeah. And so these are the presumably Croatian clans, and the war-torn dystopia is from the lived experiences of its creators.
Yes, absolutely. Very, very cool. And finding all the subtext, especially that's not something I came into it with. So knowing all this subtext too makes it all just hit a lot harder.
Yeah, there's one main clan that we focus on. They got 2 brothers and a guy, a warlord who is in the Khan position. I don't think they call
the regional Khan seat. I think so.
Okay, but that
no, they say general. He's their general.
That general, that Grendel general, is basically a mercenary for the actual political figure who suffers his abuse.
Oh, right. Yes. Because these clans, they serve as like local police. And
there's also a backdrop of the forbidden nature of atomic weaponry, which I don't remember if that's a theme we've dealt with earlier. Maybe it's been all over. I just can't remember because there's so much.
Well, wasn't there a bomb or something? There was a bomb at some point.
Yes, right. There is a nuclear. It's all off camera. It's like the last panel. It's like it ends in a cliffhanger, and then you jump 300 years in the future.
Oh, that's right. That leads into the Grendel Khan stuff.
Yeah. The fatalistic horrors of radiation poisoning is at the forefront of this. And also possibly radiation mutation, uber creature Venn diagram type shit.
Yes. How the mutations come from these crazy times in this insane world we're living in, and we open up on these these Grendels who are like out and about and finding some shit, a burnt out trailer.
Yeah, they're seeing the handiwork of a rival clan, the Karantani, who are only one of the problems that they tangle with. The guy with the face tattoos and the one of them, at least in the black, is our protagonist. What's his name? Goran?
Goran is the main guy. Yeah.
All right, good, nice.
Goran, no. Sorry, Drago's the main guy. Goran's the brother. Yeah, Goran's the brother.
Drago basically is like, listen, you guys got to keep loyal to the general, and even if we don't like him, this guy is a conservative Grendel dude who lives by Orion's standards, even if the world has sort of changed around him, even if the rules of engagement have changed for the warlord class. But this guy's old school.
Yes, in Grendel Tales, we kind of start seeing more of that too, where there is this like chivalry, or there is like an honor code in some Grendels. There's
In
always
some of
kind of
them,
like
yeah,
a
for sure.
little Stacy maybe that comes out, a little of the, you know, the yin to the yang of the Grendel aggression. You know,
I just feel like the era where the martial class was done properly, it's almost like communism. Like you can't like it's almost like, oh, and then it goes off the cliff. You know, it's
yeah,
like there must have been
yeah,
like 6 months where all the troops were like, all right, we're really committed to doing this the right way. And it was just like militant utopia. Well,
yeah.
that's not true. They were putting down rebellion. They were colonizing anyone that was resisting. For like,
Oh, and is there, you know, there, since there was the bomb and there was a bunch of blown up stuff and vampires, there is still kind of like a Wild West kind of like exploration type side to all this because they're surveying these like burnout lands and shit.
nice. All right.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, so here we are, and they're looking and they're like, something. What is that? Oh, well, you know, before we start, do we want to get into this? We're reading out of the
I can't read that.
Okay, all right. It's a really nice you know, remembrance about Edvin Biukovic by Darko Macan. These, you know, I think we got the pronunciations, but okay, so yeah, let's continue on then. Yeah, so they see some of the trees and they're like, because they're on edge because they think that the the Karazanti, no, Karantani, yeah, and they find these children, you know, and that's the first thing. I guess they were taken.
My memory of talking about this with you over the years is that if you're not on your toes with the storytelling and layout, you're going to miss all these incredibly subtle choices on every single page.
Yeah.
This is a book that is so layered and thoughtful that you'll see new things in it, and yet it's very simple. All right, so they find these kids. I love this insight of the frightened kid.
I know, yeah, that's where I was about to go too. And again, coming off the Paul Grist and Steve Siegel stuff, it's again so different and yet similar in techniques. You know, they're still painting on they're still doing the blue line method for coloring, I believe, or doing the, you know, cartoon paper.
Animation acetate reverse.
Yeah, painting on the back of a clear thing. Yeah.
I think that only works with like opaque like acrylics and stuff. This looks like wet media. I'd be curious to see how much other like blue line or analog colors Matt Hollingsworth did, because I'm only familiar with the last 15 years of his work.
Yeah, I guess like if you look in that hill, those are like brush strokes that you might not be able to get doing it like the way Bernie did, like layering colors.
I don't know how good glazing would work on a plastic acetate surface.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't I think that the more liquid you put in it, the less it will bind to the that glossy. Anyway, so they feel like
so the color is great. Sorry, last thing for me on the color is the full bleeds and the layering, like we were talking about.
Yeah, man.
And you know what? Sorry, it's not going to be the last thing about the coloring. But
no, yeah.
All right, so I mean, the scene is insane because you know, so they save these kids. They're trying to save these kids, and they put them on their shoulders, and the kids are so malnourished that they're dying on their shoulders. You know.
Oh my God.
And like if they saved 5 kids, 2 of them died on the way, and so he's trying to bury them, and he notices that they begin to incandesce. Is that a word? Become
nice, Look at the one where he's scuffling back in his butt, the incandescence on his face and chest. It's so nice.
Oh yeah.
Bottom of his shoe. Look at that. That's great, Matt Hollingsworth.
Hey, that looks almost a little of like Matt's style with the Prismacolor, like in his shin there. It's kind of got that kind of interesting color. But yeah, so they're just like, oh my God, the Karantani are absolutely vicious. What are they gonna? They're gonna infect our kids and then set them free, so we take them home and then infect everyone. Insidious plan.
They say somewhere that these weapons are forbidden. So as soon as this happens, the next page is a great jump in time. The sun sets, and now we're at. It's like it's beyond. It's dusky. The moon is up, and they're playing an odds or evens game on who gets to go back and who has to kill themselves.
Yeah. So they're drawing like I mean, we were trying to figure it out. Is it like they're holding their blades in the flame, and whoever comes up first has to go or something? Because it seems like that's what it is.
No, it's whoever is the odd man out gets to live. So the first time they do it, it's 2 and 2, and on the right hand side, panel 2, Drago is the only one with his sword up, so he gets to sheath his shit and go home.
So I don't know. It seems like you would want to be the one living, but is it like a chivalry thing where he pulls
the code. They're tied to the code because the weapon is forbidden, and the reason the weapon is forbidden is, I guess, they don't have the resources to protect themselves. So if it gets near you, you're all fucked. But my question now is, if Drago is infected and none of them could go back, he is just as infected as they were, and yet, though he keeps himself at a distance, he still hangs out for the weekend.
We're gonna see. Yeah, he doesn't quarantine. He doesn't wear a mask.
That's the only part that like is confusing, and I guess the answer is that's his home.
Yeah.
But if these guys are so quick to just kill themselves, it just seems a bit strange.
Right. It seems like as soon as he gets around other people, they'll start dying. But I don't know. I mean, he could have.
Check out the incandescence of the moon.
Oh yeah, that blue glow.
Check out the Pander Brothers underlap on panel 3 in the head of Drago breaking out of his panel.
Oh, yeah,
that's a great move.
Yeah.
That's Europe, baby.
To his right, the Grendel almost looks like Matt. I mean, it looks like Mage kind of.
Look at the sequence. Yeah, it does. Look at the sequence of him walking away while they stand there. That is so well coordinated. The last 3 panels. My God.
The way they break it up and then put the sound effect in the gutter.
This is great. This is great. My favorite thing about the Tales is that every time you get to Newen, you're like, yeah, obviously this is the best comic of the made. Obviously, this is like one of the best like floppies ever made. Like,
yes.
Oh, it's so good.
Hollingsworth, keep saying that.
Yeah, it's so good.
And as you mentioned, the Pander Brothers kind of breaking stuff. There's a little bit of that on every page. The previous page, that sword goes over in the last, and the fire. Oh shit, I didn't even see that on page 4.
Yeah, there's all kinds of underlap and overlap, things getting patched over and under.
All right, so we have a page turn here.
New scene.
And a
midnight shepherd. The old midnight shepherd.
The Midnight Shepherd.
The match. There's a couple of graphic matches in here. There might have been one that we missed already.
No. That one's coming up that we were talking about earlier.
There's another one that I noticed as I read this again today. I think
there's a few.
Yeah.
A match cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good. So here's kind of the uber creature mutant you're talking about.
Yeah, man. He's chilling out by this ruined cathedral.
Mm-hmm. And things get a little rocky between them two. They're literally throwing rocks at each other. He hits him in the leg. And then here's the match cut. Or do you want to go back? Let's talk about these pages a little bit.
The last thing I want to say is that the action moves through the layout. The layout complements the action of the moment in every single panel. That's what I like about Mage. That's what drew me in about Mage, that it was really accessible because the panels would move in the direction of the thing that you were looking at. And I thought that was really powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. This stuff is amazing. All right, so then here's the match cut. Oh, whoops. Okay. And then, he hits him in the head. And then here we see the face of this uber creature kind of beast, maybe almost like Neanderthal or something.
The teeth are crazy. The teeth don't look like anything, like rodent and bat, and I guess bats are rodents. It's like a werewolf and an ape.
Exactly. So he fires that last rock, cracks him in the leg, and again, like I just love like what you were saying when you were saying it. I was really visualizing in my head as these like cut ins on the action, whereas the scene is laid out as this gray blue in the background, and then all these things kind of cut in until we see this creature with the rock up, slam down just as we match cut to the trap falling for the birds.
Yeah, we're gonna have to at the end of this, Eli. We're gonna have to choose our favorite page in the book. It's gonna be almost impossible.
Oh my gosh. I do love this wide shot. I mean, again, now so we were kind of out in the sticks, and now we are slammed into the soccer stadium center court of the world there of these Grendels.
We just happen to have a soccer stadium.
Right. Hey, I mean, if we're coming from the Croatian view of things, then they probably do have a local soccer,
Yeah.
Do you watch that? Do you watch what is it? The guy from Always Sunny and Deadpool have their soccer team, and they have the show.
No. Welcome to Wrexham.
Wrexham, yeah.
No, I bet I'd like it. Maybe I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it, but that gives you an idea of how center the pitch is to these cities.
Yeah.
We don't have anything like it. Yeah,
for sure. The solar panels are great. Eli, the match cut is unbelievable.
Yeah.
One of the pigeon that gets away and the atmosphere and the leaves and the overlapping pigeon flapping around is
oh my god.
Yeah, this is one of the most effective moments in 40 years. It's fucking crazy.
The bird behind panel 2 is insane.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Yeah. Wow, Ben.
We love seeing bazaars and marketplaces and how people actually live in their t-shirts and sneakers and stuff. It's
overalls and stuff.
In their dystopian familiarity. No one's going crazy. No one's like threading bottles and recyclables into their locks or whatever.
Yeah. It's fiefdom, and they have horses and I guess all the background language is Croatian.
Oh, and I didn't see it.
And we get a call out here. Oh, sorry.
My favorite thing about the wide is that you got the dust coming off of the people that are walking. You got the smoke coming out of the chimney, and you got the exhaust on this military carrier.
And then the shine on the solar.
And the shine. There's so much atmosphere. There's so much different kinds of atmosphere. Mm-hmm. It's so cool. So immersive.
And we get the call out to the character that we'll come to know on the next page. Make room for Mayor Three Teeth. The name surely can't, teach us about what. Anyway, all right. So we come in there and we say the mayor is here, General, and we get introduced to Zora, who is the kind of female lead of this story. And this is again, he reminds you, storytellingly, I'm blind, not deaf, Zora. So they talked about him earlier. This is clearly their blind general.
Yeah, it's like a mercenary warlord for hire scenario. His pink-haired small son Igor is it's a master blasters type scenario.
Yeah. And he's the kid is kind of like his pet beasts almost, And then we're also introduced to Goran here, the brother, who kind of comes in and bangs into Zora. He knows Zora. Obviously, Zora is kind of like, a commander, and so
yeah. I'm not sure exactly what provokes him into responding this way, but I know that I think the issue ends by subverting this moment by having them being shocked that she shows them a little bit of kindness.
Yeah. Well, and we get the political undertones and what their society is run on, because the mayor Three Teeth comes in here and he says, just like we're getting our ass kicked by the Karatani. What are you doing? What do I pay you for? What are you even doing? And that's when that's when that's when Vlado just crushes him again in the face. Because
almost,
he doesn't.
you almost got it. His complaint is that there's some type of monster, some type of wolf, some type of werewolf. There's a wolf who's killing people. Meanwhile, you're not. What am I paying you for? You're getting your asses kicked by the Karantani. Maybe I should go hire them.
Right. To get rid of this beast that's like, killing our livestock and stuff.
That's assault.
Exactly. All right. Oh, it's so close, man. All right. So then he crushes him, and that's when he's
one of the best panels in the series. Look at the fading. Look at how the solid black areas in the foreground contrast with the line work in the back. The colors are muted throughout, but just the presence of that solid black has such an unbelievable it creates an unbelievable illusion of depth.
Yeah, that is amazing. You get your monster, now get out. And so, like, clearly there's no communication between these two parties, except for complaints and punches.
It's not clear to me, like, is this football stadium military complex like adjacent to the mayor's village? That's what I feel
like. That's what I think so.
But
it's kind of connected.
But because they're mercenaries, maybe it's not connected. They did walk over.
Right. Maybe it's like on one side of the town is the government charge, and then the other side, is the it's like the bar, the restaurant, and the pitch. And I love this panel too of him playing soccer, like, knocking the ball up around when he's got his son on his shoulders. That kind of shows you too that how integral football is to this culture.
Yeah, he uses the mention of football and the importance of the game that they're going to play. Drago, it's understood. It's already off camera. A conversation between Drago and Vlado has happened where he said, "Listen, I'm contaminated, and I should probably not even be here right now." And he either said, "Yeah, you're right. You should get the hell out of here right now," or he said, "Take your time, get out. Just 48, 30 hours, and you can go."
Yeah,
is what it seems like happened. So anyway, the football, and now we got finally have the brothers together in there. We don't quite see where they are yet.
Yeah, but it's interesting, another like layer to this kind of the pitch and what it is to the society. But yeah, they just kind of are eating those birds that we saw them catch at the beginning and getting back in touch, getting to know each other again.
Pigeons, it's been a while. This delicacy.
Pigeons, huh? It's kind of cool. It's just like chicken wings, Again, I just love these. I don't know. I like the jaw here in the last panel. That's always kind of like a favorite. It reminds me of Mage or maybe a Mahfood. That's kind of a lip I copied.
I draw that lip. That petulant 90s attitude.
Yeah, I always do. And guess what? It's from Matt and it's from Mahfood.
Yeah. Yeah. So, even though the younger brother has accepted that Drago is going to go, that he's dangerous to everyone, but he still wants him to stay in the game. It's his first game. He's already had his coming of age ceremony, but really after the game, they're going to go send him on his first mercenary Grendel, CIT mission or whatever the fuck.
Quest. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And the brother's getting close and he is still like, stay away, but he's also not like, get the fuck away from me,
The other theme that they talk about is that sort of like conserving ideals. Like I still want to I still want to live by, warriors' death, honor and pride and stuff like that. Where, if Vlado is already like going, if 15 years after Jupiter's death, we're already just turning mercenary, like it's
Yeah.
That was the state they were in before Orion united them, though. I think, right? Clans sort of doing their own thing.
Yeah, well, and then there was also all the different country rules too. And now, there was a world government, and now the world government fell. So there's not even like states and shit.
It's that Grendel was infecting world military governmental systems.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So it's very sad. It's very sad. This was the graphic match that I love. These last two panels. Look at that position and color.
Oh
shift.
yeah,
unbelievable.
Yep, from the moon to the ball.
If it weren't a dystopia with people with lightsabers and tattoos on their faces, you'd think it's just another story about family.
Agreed. And it truly is. And you can kind of see that he's like camped out at the top of the pitch too, like at the nosebleeds or whatever of the stadium.
And that looks like that's where he lives. I mean, I don't know what lives, but that's where he's set up to be hanging out for the time being, it seems like.
Yeah. I wonder if they let the Grendels all stay like under that roof or something like that.
This last sequence where he refuses the hug and then brings him back in is unbelievable. One of the best sequences in the saga.
And then kind of even goes from like his head to the moon to the ball. Yeah. 3 beats.
Oh wow, 2 matches in a row. Woo! Eli, let's make comics like this.
I want to.
Let's make comics like this.
Let's do it.
You
mean like a Grendel Tales that we write?
No, like that it moves this way. That moves and matches.
Yeah. So cinematically, genius storytelling.
When his barefoot comes in to kick the ball and the camera hasn't moved, it's really great. All that atmosphere and pitch and all that. Whew.
Yeah. And then again, this soccer game this football match is fully, staffed by individual characters. Every single one of these, 30 people has a different motion, a different move, a different, action.
Yeah, they're composed. My thought is that they look too well composed and too well posed to not mostly be from imagination instead of being a photo. If this was from a photo, it would be so much more chaotic and not like, maybe it's from like different photos for some people, but this guy is one hell of an artist.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
These aren't photos.
And I mean, it goes all the way back here across the whole field to the sidelines where it's not like the other team or, audience. There's like a tank and guys preparing for like military stuff and guys in guard and stuff. Yeah.
The grass, the Matt Hollingsworth on this grass.
Yeah.
Look how it gets, the brush strokes get more textured and detailed as you get closer to the camera.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable.
So well done.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. All right.
Here's the girl. Oh God, I can't remember her name.
Zora.
Zora's playing in the game. This canteen is going to become important later on. They hate her.
And she's kind of getting wise to what's up here. He's not out here telling everyone he's sick or whatever, but she's like, oh, I guess that's why you're puking all night,
Can I bury the lead structurally just a little bit? Because I think this moment would do well to sort of pull the camera back just a moment.
Yeah.
This story is only 2 issues. It's over in the blink of an eye.
Mm-hmm.
The next story is 4 issues, and it's 10 years later, and it's about the younger brother. And the scenario, the dynamic that we're seeing here between Zora and Drago gets mirrored in a dynamic between the younger brother, who's now a Grendel, and another character.
Yeah.
It's like poetry. It rhymes. Wow.
I love it. And that's the glory. Like, if it really did happen, like they wrote this story first, then sent it to Matt and Diana, then they're like, will you do 4 more? And they're like, well, we killed our guy. They're like, well, time is always moving in Grendel comics by leaps and bounds, so let's go 20 years in the future.
Yeah.
All right. And so, yeah, this is funny. It's kind of like in the movie Pop Star, I love by the Lonely Island. Everyone is kind of a yes man to Connor for real, and he throws the basketball up and he completely misses it, and everyone's like, "Yeah, oh my god!" That's what happens. The General Grendel here is blind, and he kicks a goal, and everyone's like, "Yeah, you made it!" But it didn't go in.
Yeah, this is
it's pretty fun.
The true master blaster. So the younger brother is really outraged by the dishonesty of the moment, and Drago gives him some old school Grendel wisdom. A general never misses. Just by the nature of being in authority, he cannot be wrong. That is some Orion Asante shit.
Yes. Never question, because you'll die. Peasants logic, he says. Fear logic, the little brother is saying.
Hey, look at these last two panels. Look at the way the bench and the panels and the cropping and the bleeds all work together.
Oh my god, yeah.
Very sophisticated.
It's interesting here too, because the foot doesn't go full bleed. So I wonder if that was like a Matt Hollingsworth choice kind of thing to make the bench go off like that, or was that drawn? At least the bench in the middle was drawn, but maybe the feet all the way.
That might be the perils of sending it once from Croatia.
Yes, you can't send it back and be like, "Can we get a shoe real quick?"
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is the part. This is literally the part where it says, not just tainted. These days, I feel that the very idea died with the con. That just all the ideas. That's peasants' logic, fear logic. We're the Grendel clan. We ought to be different. All right, so maybe okay. So this
and we forgot to say earlier that they sent one of their best warriors off to take care of the wolf. Like, we'll send this guy to take care of the wolf.
Oh,
and what Mayor Two's his name, Two Toes, Two Teeth, is dumping out the head of his boy here, who was like Peter's head.
Can we go back real quick?
Yeah.
The dialogue in these last two panels on the last spread is incredibly is very rich. So he started it. He says it's peasants' logic, fear logic. We're the Grendel clan. We ought to be different from the non-Grendel clans. Ought to, but even when the Khan was still alive, it wasn't that perfect. It never was. There isn't an idea that pure that it wouldn't tarnish itself walking the earth.
Wow.
He says, and not just tainted. These days, I feel that the very idea died with the Khan. Okay, that's good. I just like to see them making those connections.
Yeah. And like you said, too, not everyone is part of a Grendel clan. And there is still like the normal people of the world who go to the market and have their fields and horses.
Well, those people need a martial class of nomadic mercenaries for hire, given that the governmental system has fallen.
And there's so many other like bandits and monsters and uber creatures around here terrorizing. They need the martial class.
The vampires are dead at this point, I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right. However, I don't think that they ever. Yeah.
Right. They're off camera, but they're not in narrative.
Yeah. They're in hibernation, like how they explained the Gorn away from all of Star Trek in the most recent Strange New Worlds, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
That's nice. Nice hype.
Thanks, dude. We're sponsored by Paramount Plus this week. Thanks out to them.
All these layouts are great.
The fact that he just keeps smashing, like, and then are we to believe that they've changed his name from maybe Chief, like, or Mayor Beautiful Teeth, to Mayor Missing Teeth, and to now it's like got to the point where they're counting single digit teeth. That's a funny like lead up.
So he's coming back because they still can't get this beast.
Right.
Zora says she's gonna do it because she's all about being a badass. She's all about doing his bidding. She's all representing the clan. And Drago's like, no, it makes more sense for me. I'm dying anyway. He'll be dead in 3 days anyhow.
Yep. Let me fight the beast, the argent that terrorizes your community. And they're like, no. Because he hasn't told them. He hasn't told them that he's like sick, or else he wouldn't be right there. He has?
No, he has.
No,
yeah. He has, because Vlado in panel 3 says it's you're a sick man now.
Yeah.
He's told them off panel.
Okay.
And they're like, say goodbye to your brother, get out here in 30 hours.
Yep. This is interesting too. If a sick guy has enough vision. Sorry.
It's that off-panel oblique storytelling that keeps people on their toes. And if you're not on your toes, you won't see it. But if you are, it really enriches the experience. That's all I want to say.
And it just allows the story to flow. And like you keep saying, time jumps between things, where there's a day or two that passed. Of course he told them. Of course he filled them in. And
yeah. There's a spot in here. It's in panel 4. It's a close-up where he's squinting right at you.
Mm-hmm.
Where he talks about Syssix and Tur that needs killing. The Tur, or whatever it is, whoever these are, have been referenced 2 or 3 times. I think that's where the younger brother is going to go. Now that he's had his trial, he's already had his trial. So he's already a man. He's played in the game, and now he's got to go do some killing. And that has something to do with what he's going. Anyway, so he agrees to let him go. Drago, Vlado was like, do me a favor, get killed somewhere that they won't find you.
And then his brother's like, you're a liar because you said the Grendel ideal didn't exist any longer. And you know what? It does, and I'm living it, little brother.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Zora is turned on. She appears suddenly, and she's very turned on by this guy's Asante conservatism.
And so she comes like bearing gifts. She gives him the water, the canteen that we saw earlier. This was her father's. Yeah.
And then she's like, all right, I've made the gesture. I don't get the glory. This is like my concession speech. And in silhouette, she dips out, and then it ends on like a da 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 da, and then a horror beat. It's awesome.
Yeah, they do like a final joke, and then like in my mind, I see them, like what we would see now as a drone shot. Like we go out of them like this, out of the city, and then turn as the sun is going down, and we see this beast like crawl up out off of frame and say, "Oh,
Maybe the camera's moving so that the relationship between the beast and the moon, they kind of line up as you move it a little bit. Something like that. The joke, the tone of the joke, it reminds me of like how you would end an episode of Perfect Strangers or something like that, or like
TOS, Star Trek often ended on a joke.
Oh, that's
or something like that.
That's a great first episode. It tells you right away that you have to kind of be reading between the lines of the text, but even if you won't, it's still very accessible.
Yeah, and ready for this pace.
Great book.
And we already covered it, but then that leads right into Meat Machine and Devil Quest.
Meat Machine.
What a glorious,
this is the one,
dude. We had questions about this, Ben, and I acquired some pages from this story, and they're glorious. Yeah, we were wondering like what happens, and it's like every panel is pasted up. All these panels are pasted onto, and that's what the fractals are. That's them talking into the past, and we see Hunter Rose's eyes for a second.
That's from some AOL.com type stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then we got Matt. We can go into a little bit of the Grendel's Lair. Matt gives us a good read.
What's this?
Matt says Miguel Prado weaves a mysterious tale out of color and light, paring reality down to the confines of a small, uncharted island. Streak of Chalk by Miguel Prado.
I would be curious if someone, I bet Chris Pitzer could do this off the back of his hand, or also probably an AI chatbot could do it.
Yeah.
to find the best NBM books over the last 50 years. I bet there's a handful of really, really, really good ones that are just kind of like
NBM books.
Yeah, that's the publisher of that.
Oh, I thought I didn't see that info. Oh, I see the logo at the bottom. Yeah,
it's a hard to read logo.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
But they've been importing European books since like the late 70s.
Interesting.
Is my guess. I think they have New York offices. I'm not sure. Oh, you know who? Jesse Longerham did early work there. Oh God,
Jesse Lonergan.
Almost 20 years ago, like 15, 17 years ago, he was doing work with them. I think he might still do something.
This was released in October, and they already have ads for the December release of the Dave Cooper Grendel Tales Homecoming that we loved.
Homecoming.
So when you come home to find a bunch of punks making a mess of things, it's time to clean house. Written and illustrated by Pat McGowan and Dave Cooper.
There's a Pander Brothers ad. Triple X.
Yeah. I've never read that.
I think I have some of these. We'll see.
It has nothing to do with sex, Ben, but everything to do about power. We know the past. This is the future. Damn, I want to read that. Word.
I'll look at it. I'll tell you what the big deal is.
We'll take a look at it. And again, I use these for design elements for album art and stuff, but I think I never remember to talk about how much I love the back covers of all of these with these different Grendel logos. Like these are the shirts that Matt needs to put on his like print on demand.
That's very obscure.
Yeah, just all these different print on demand POD.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I just want to get a new mage. I need to get a size large mage because my medium T-shirt is a little.
They're on eBay. You can find new ones on eBay.
Snug.
Yeah.
Oh, good golly.
Oh, God. All right. Let's give our money to Matt. And speaking of which, Matt's website is still available. You all should go to mattwagnercomics.art and check it out. There's a lot of great stuff on there.
Bring money.
This is the plug section of the show.
Wait, do we have any more plugs?
Do you have what?
Do we have any more plugs?
Yeah, go to your website and get your new mini comic. Sergeant Murder versus Durger. What is it called?
Sergeant Pastor Cool versus Bastard Cruel. and Sergeant and Pastor Cool versus Bastard Cruel Part 2 Duel for the Jewel.
Yeah.
And those are both two annually consecutive 24-hour comics that I successfully completed in early 2019 and 2020. Wow. And it's as close to a vision quest as I could come to because I don't like camping.
That's funny, Ben. You don't like camping?
I love camping. I don't have enough executive functioning to facilitate camping without a major assist.
Maybe one day we could go together. And on that note, Ben, vivat Grendel.
Keep on grundling, pal.
Hey.